Barnbrook, and she's about to do her second driving lesson.
I am. Independence is huge for everyone. Driving's been something I've been wanting to do for about 15 or 16 years. Technology just wasn't available. Now, thanks to Total Ability, it's actually possible for me to start driving, which is amazing.
Most 31-year-olds have their licence, but you're a little bit different. You need a little bit of special technology, which is where Total Ability comes into it.
Yeah, exactly. So I need some controllers for my toes. So as you may be able to see, I have no arms, and on the bottom half of my left leg, a foot and 3 toes. So I use my toes for absolutely everything, from driving my chair, riding, play the trumpet. I represented Australia as a competitive sailor for quite a few years as well. And now I'm going to be using them again to drive a car, which is extremely exciting.
So the dexterity that you have in your toes, it must be immense.
Yeah, it's quite similar to the people just using their fingers. I've been using them since I was a kid, so it's just something I'm used to. So this has a speedometer, it's got an odometer, it's got blinkers, it's got hazard lights, it's got headlights, the joystick steers backwards and forwards. I use that for my toes. It's got all of the functions for my chair to tilt backwards, forwards, go up and down, all that sort of thing. And it also has Bluetooth, so I can access my computer and my phone via my controller. Yeah, it's very handy.
We're going to go into a bit of personal
okay.
stuff.
That's
You,
right.
you were born this way?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's a condition called phocoamelia.
Okay.
It just means, missing some extra bits and pieces, basically. I'm just one of those people, 1 in 5 million. I think there's like 5 or 6 of us in Australia now, something around those lines. It's just a very rare genetic condition that just basically shit happens.
Shit happens.
Yeah. It's one of those things. I think it's a little bit different for people that develop a condition over the years, or someone that was born with it. I didn't have to adapt. This is my adaptation. This is my life. So it's just the same as people writing with their hands. I just learned to write with my toes. It's just a different way. And thankfully technology is catching up to make things that extra little bit easier as well.
We'll delve into a little bit of your everyday life. I wonder if you can explain some of the things that people would be miffed by when they try to put into context having no arms and 1 leg and 3 toes.
Oh, there's so many things. It's so much fun to watch people get confused. We're currently reversing.
So, operating a phone, you just text with your toes?
Yeah, I text with my toes. I also put it on my shoulder here, so I can just flag with my chin, answer, hold the phone up to my ear. Voice activation, I use a little bit on my phone as well, so OK Google, dial whoever, which comes in very, very useful. I'm really glad that's a new thing now.
Yeah.
I play the trumpet, so that's been modified so that I can use my toes, so it's all electronic. So the toes, like my toes play the buttons down the bottom, and then the valves are pulled down up the top. My dad actually semi-designed it, which was very, very cool.
Right.
I sail, so I do a modified boat as well. It's called a Hansa class boat. There's 3 different types of boats that I've sailed. So I've sailed the 2.3, the Liberty, and the Scud 18. Scud 18 was similar to an 18-foot skiff, a little bit of a different design, but for anyone that sails, that's the sort of boat, yeah.
And just talk us through the actual physicality of the sailing endeavour. You need to tack, you just use your toes to pull ropes and booms and the like?
Yeah, very similar. So in the 1-person boat, I use the joystick, so left and right, just use the rudder left to right. Pulling the sheets in and out, I just pull either the joystick towards me, which pulls the sheets in, and then out, pushing it forwards, and then pressing a button changes it between the jib and the main. If I'm in a 2-person boat, then I just steer left to right, and the crew does the same.
I wonder if you can just talk me through some of how you and Paul came together, because that's our common thread. I know Paul Craik from his racing days.
Yeah.
And you know him because you picked up the telephone.
Yeah, I was just talking to someone about the want to drive, and with the NDIS, I knew funding had become available for people to get modified vehicles, or at least get the modifications done to their existing vehicles. And I just Googled modified vehicles in Sydney, and I came up with Paul's name, Total Ability. And I rang Paul up, started having a chat to him, started describing the situation. It's a little bit difficult to describe over the phone, but Paul asked me, he's like, oh, you don't sail by chance, do you? And yeah, I've been doing it for quite a fair bit. He's like, no, we've actually met before. And it just changed the whole tone of the conversation. He was really positive. He was really excited about the whole idea. He's like, yeah, we can definitely get this happening. So.
Yeah. Now, if you bring it right around, keeping your brake on, that's it. So you're going from one lock to the other now.
Yep.
Now, just bring it off, and that's just going to roll.
Yep. Beep on. Yeah, that was intentional. Turn right.
Try a bit of gas now, so just gently pulling back.
I mean, it's a heavily modified vehicle.
Yep.
Could you just talk through what's required to get you behind where the traditional steering wheel is and in control of your joystick?
To get into the car, there needs to be either a ramp or a wheelchair hoist at the side of the car. That's going to be controlled by, similar to like a normal car key, like the electronic car keys. I press a button, the doors will electronically open, the ramp will come down. I press another button on the keys, the ramp will go, like the hoist or the ramp will go up with me in the car, like in the ramp. And then I drive into the car. I then take my position in front of the steering wheel. There's an electronic lock underneath my wheelchair that will lock my chair into place. And then, so I'm already in position. I drive with a joystick, which is similar to my wheelchair, although it's in reverse. So brake is forwards, accelerator is backwards.
Can you give me some throttle? Alright.
I'm not a redhead at all. Left and right is similar. To change the gears, there's going to be a display screen next to the joystick, which will have the parking, the reverse, neutral, all of those things. Still new to driving, so I'm not sure what's on all of those, but I think that's about it. So then that's how I steer. To do the handbrake, there'll be a separate button that I can press that will still be on the same console. And then to activate the blinkers, the windscreen wipers, the headlights, and the windows as well, is all voice activated through the car. Beep horn. Small things. You can use this.
You can use your port and starboard.
Starboard window up. Port window down. Port window up. Starboard window down. Wipers faster. Wipers faster. How fast do they go? Okay. Wipers off. Anyone asks me, like, what is the biggest dream in your life? What is the thing that you don't know how you're going to get there, but you would love to do? And for me, my answer has always been driving a car. There's never been another answer, and now I'm actually doing it, which is insane. But now I'm going to have to come up with a new dream.
It's pretty impressive what we can do and how manageable with the right training it is to drive a vehicle competently and safely with this technology.
Any moments of panic?
No.
Only from me.
Ah!
The one thing I'm looking forward to is the first time I get pulled over by a police officer. I'd be like, ma'am, can I please have your license? No, we've got to work out a way to give it to them first.